as the British Prime Minister departs Libya after celebrating the end of Gaddafi's 42-year rule, anger grows in the UK over the arms fair that once hosted the colonel when he was stocking up with new military hardware. Well, critics say it's one of the world's biggest weaponry sales floors and that it provided Libya's ousted leader with the means to launch his deadly crackdown on the opposition. And as RT's Ivor Bennett has been investigating, some prominent dictators have been shopping around for arms in London.
Selling weapons could be a moral minefield, but not here. This is the world's biggest arms fair and a massive earner for the British economy. The government's putting its conscience aside as international delegates shop for tanks, rocket launchers and missiles. So long as business is being done here, it doesn't seem to matter who's buying. This year's guest list includes countries like Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, both regimes that violently suppressed pro-democracy demonstrations earlier this year. Bahrain was accused of opening fire on its unarmed citizens in February. Saudi Arabia sent its National Guard in to help, driving armoured vehicles made by BAE Systems, the UK's largest defence company. Its products on display here would be at home in any Bond film. This tank can alter its temperature to change its infrared appearance. But like the British government, the company can't change its spots. It says there are countries it won't sell to, but that doesn't include any here. If a country's been invited by the British government here, it's probably going to be on your list of countries you are able to sell to, presumably.
It makes sense, yes.
Do you think it's right to sell to, say, regimes like Bahrain that have repressed democratic protests?
I don't have any comments on that one.
These protesters are from the Stop the Arms Fair coalition. They're angry it's going ahead despite the recent crackdowns in Libya and Egypt. Both former customers of Britain using their purchases against their own people.
We're paying the price now in the Mediterranean because we've sold weapons to nearly all the countries that are now experiencing the Arab Spring. I think it's short-sighted, it's bad for this country, it doesn't make money, it makes wars. Fighter jets, tear gas.
This year's shoppers include 14 countries branded authoritarian by human rights groups, a fact the government came clean on just one day before trade began.
I'm sure they're very embarrassed because on the one hand in February David Cameron was going to Egypt, walking around Tahrir Square, proclaiming his belief in human rights and freedom and democracy. And the next stop was Kuwait, and it turned out he was travelling with 8 arms company executives, and that the whole purpose of the trip was trade, and one of the main trades they were trying to make was weapons trade to the Middle East.
The government says it's tightening restrictions on who can buy weapons that could be used for repression. And it claims an invite here doesn't guarantee an export licence. But defence is big business for Britain. It generated £22 billion for the economy last year, and the UK is now the second biggest weapons exporter in the world. With money like that up for grabs, turning customers away empty-handed may prove difficult. Ivor Bennett, RT, London.